After spending the better part of the early part of the day in Jericho, the city began to wake up. You could see the amusement parks, you could see people doing their errands, and also people starting to sell their fruits and veggies and water and such. We made our way to the southeast, and at this point we're about 1,200 feet under sea level. The top of the cliff is about sea level right there, and here we are about 1,400 feet under sea level. The salt content is huge, and I'm standing up in the water right now. My feet aren't touching the ground, but I'm still buoyant. You can see that the water is almost halfway at my chest, and there's so much salt that it's hard to go underwater at this point. So you can see my legs are pretty much halfway in the water there. You know, the water line is like halfway on my legs. And here's a slow-mo so you can appreciate how buoyant I felt in the moment. Just being surrounded by water, and yet not a worry in the world to, sink to the bottom or whatever. I'm just floating like something that floats. I'm sure if I had a motor on my feet, I could be a boat. That's how buoyant I was in the water at that point. I was like, man, this is amazing. This is absolutely outstanding. It was the wildest feeling in the world. If you've ever been on a waterbed, or maybe an air mattress that doesn't have quite enough air in it, that's kind of the same feeling that you get on top of the water here. You're just laying on a soft cushion of warm water. I will say though, if you have any exposed cuts, any wounds, any abrasions, the sweet and salty and spicy residue will get all up in those areas. I will say leaving the water left a shiny, salty sheen on you, and then once the salt and the water kind of dried out, it would leave almost like snowflake-like residue on you. It would become white from the dryness, and you become ashy real quick. And if you had, like I said before, if you had any exposed anything, it would definitely get a little itchy there. That's for sure. But this whole experience was just relaxing, staying in the water. I seem to be the only person that was bold enough, or whatever you want to say, to get in the water. But you can tell I'm just chilling, holding my phone with one hand and thumb out in the other. And the water at this point is over my head, or at least higher than what I could stand and have my feet touching the ground. So I was out there maybe a good 30 feet from the shore, and I'm just chilling, got my head down, seeing how deep my head can go just by laying on my back. I'm just kind of floating in this quagmire of salty juices here. And if you go southeast of my location right here, it's said to be the place where Sodom and Gomorrah was taken out that much long ago, that many years ago. So yeah, there's plenty of salt to go around, and as you can tell by the slow motion video, I'm literally laying on this water. I had thumbs up with my left hand, right hand I'm filming, and my legs are just laying there, right? There's no pad under me, there's no cushion, there's no water bed, air bed, nothing, just straight chilling. Probably for the most avid of chair sitters at a pool, you may be quite comfortable in this water. You could say it's like thick water, like 2 C's, It's definitely going to hold you up no matter how heavy you weigh. Alright, so after the Dead Sea, we make our way back up north towards Afula and Nazareth. And as you pass these areas, it definitely looks biblical. And they also have kind of like fish ponds where you can go. If you're brave enough, maybe you can get in. I decided not to get in those, but we continued along to our destination of Nazareth. And now that you get into Nazareth, the traffic is actually absolutely bonkers.